I was supposed to go and work that night, but my mission, let's say, was cancelled by my manager. Around 1:30, we heard a couple explosions. Called the control room of Unit 4, and surprisingly, nobody picked the phone, which was extremely unusual. So I called Unit 2 and I asked him about Unit 4, was it shut down or not? He made a several seconds pause, and then he just said, "Look out of the window."
Chernobyl still matters because the 1986 accident remains the worst civil nuclear accident ever, and I just hope that it will remain so.
Внимание, внимание! Уважаемые товарищи! Городской совет народных депутатов сообщает, что в связи с аварией на Чернобыльской атомной электростанции в городе Припяти складывается неблагоприятная радиационная обстановка. Партийными и советскими органами, воинскими частями принимаются необходимые меры. Однако, с целью обеспечения полной безопасности людей и в первую очередь детей возникает необходимость провести временную эвакуацию жителей города.
Tons of uranium, molten uranium and plutonium, are still in the old hastily built shelter, and until this shelter is enclosed, we will not be safe.
The risks of doing nothing were simply that what was built after the accident was built in immensely heroic circumstances, in unimaginable radiation conditions, if we look back at what we've had to deal with today. But it was simply never ever built to last. The old sarcophagus was rusting, it was leaking, it had huge holes in it, and sooner or later it was going to collapse.
I am proud of the bank that it accepted this challenge, because it's risky and it's difficult, but it is of extreme significance for our regional operation.
Go downstairs. Okay? Okay. Обратный путь тоже как можно быстрее. Вот здесь вот это место для кнопок для заглушения реактора.
This is a very major piece of kit that was put in by us, and it's a whole monitoring system of the existing object shelter, so it covers structural monitoring, seismic monitoring and radiation monitoring, because of course the stability of the existing object shelter is absolutely crucial.
Dimension of the arch.
В любом проекте есть риски, особенно в этом проекте, который связан с большими полями радиационного излучения, с нестабильными старыми строительными конструкциями. Это все накладывает определенный отпечаток на реализацию этого проекта.
Behind us there. In front of us, the yellow thing is the main crane system, which is the essential part of equipment for deconstructing the object shelter after use, which is the essential reason why we have this magnificent arch, which is structurally nearly complete, but a lot of auxiliary systems have to be completed in there.
Саня, на какой мы высоте находимся?
85.
It's this area which is very important to have major ventilation systems in there, because we have an active corrosion control system in there, which means we're controlling humidity throughout the lifetime of the arch, which is 100 years, which is an enormous engineering task.
Our big headache, our big challenge was to get the end walls completed to the point that Novarka could slide the arch. That was one of those operations where a lot of people thought it couldn't happen, that we'd never get it done. We did.
As it is a challenging project with a lot of different jobs. We are more than 20 different nationalities, so you have to coordinate everybody.
По высоте нормально, можно ехать. Так давайте.
И сажай их сразу и поедем.
It's unique. Nowhere in the world you can find anything similar, and I'm very proud that I work over here, not in some other office, but over here, because for sure I will have plenty of things to tell to my children, hopefully grandchildren, and so on.
Le top, on y va.
It was a day that I dreamed of. I confessed I had doubts it would ever be done at times. And actually, for me, I was quite surprised. It provoked a bit of an emotional reaction from me, because it meant I'd invested so much time in it, but also I saw how much it meant to our Ukrainian colleagues that this had been achieved, and it was a very, very special moment.
защитными боксами пользуются.
Working in an environment where with radiation creates an additional constraint that we have to consider every day. And I must say that we have been quite successful to put in place an organization which enables to have zero accident or even incident, radiological incident.
So behind me you can see reactor unit 3, and to my left you can see the new safe confinement which closes the destroyed reactor unit 4. And we're at the place where the confinement interacts with the old facilities, and we obviously have to ensure there's a hermetic seal between the two. And this is the work that you can see which is ongoing here. And this membrane is an example of a membrane which goes all around the entire circumference of the new safe confinement with the destroyed sarcophagus. Overall, we have about 2 kilometers of membrane. We are now in the ventilation centre of the new safe confinement. New safe confinement, very broadly speaking, has 2 key functions. One is to provide the facilities for deconstruction of the object shelter. The second one is to protect the environment through confining it from any capacity to release radioactivity outside the confinement area. This area is absolutely crucial for the second function of the new safe confinement, to confine, because it provides essentially 2 things. The equipment in here will provide forced air through between the inner and outer layers of the arch to ensure you have an element of overpressure, so there's no capacity for contamination to reach the outside. And crucially, it also allows for drying of the air, because when you have a huge steel structure like 32,000 tons, over a 100-year lifetime, it's going to corrode. It's impossible to paint the arch because the levels of radiation in parts of it are simply too high. So we keep it corrosion-free by ensuring that the air that circulates is dry.
Смотрите, еще с вашего LCP 13.7 должно быть. Yes, on GBP 102A I still have main breaker off. Посмотри еще раз этот модуль 3D.
На сегодняшний день это можно увидеть, потрогать, показать. И мало того, этот проект обеспечивает безопасность не только для моей семьи, не только для тех людей, которые живут в этом регионе, но в целом для всего населения земного шара.
Chernobyl happened in 1986, I never thought that I would be a part of trying to complete the work that started after that to make this place a safe place for people to live.
I think my message to donors and to taxpayers who supported the donor governments is that this is something that they can be immensely proud of. It was a decision their governments took that they needed to be able to provide Ukraine, this region and the wider European region with a possibility to look to the future with confidence that the challenge of Chernobyl is manageable in a long-term view, and that is what this provides.